We're here this morning with Rick Kellison, the Project Director for Texas Alliance of Water Conservation and also a producer out of Floyd County. Tell us why it's important to incorporate livestock in your practices.
Well, for most producers, it gives them an opportunity to have more diversity in their operation. They can also use crop residue from a previous crop, such as corn or grain sorghum, for grazing. And some producers have incorporated small grains as a cover crop that they'll terminate with glyphosate and then plant their summer crop into. And so a producer can actually use that for grazing in the winter months and still have adequate cover crop for his next crop then. And that way he can recover part of the expenses of establishing the cover crop.
About how many sites do you have right now with producers that are incorporating this technique?
Of the 20 producers and the 30 sites that we currently have, over the first 6 years of the project, we had 5 producers that have used some type of livestock in their operation. Currently we have 4 producers that are using livestock.
How's that seem to be working out?
It seems to be working real well. Some producers have a knack and like to run livestock. It does create some additional problems as far as being able to carry livestock year round. Of course, some of the growers will utilize stocker cattle. And these are cattle that come in weighing 400 to 500 pounds and are run on small grains in conjunction with crop residue. And then those cattle are sold at feeder weights, 650 to 750 pounds. Then some of the producers actually run a cow-calf operation, whether it be commercial or registered.
Specifically speaking to water conservation, how is this beneficial?
What it does is, in one situation that we had a producer that his water was declining, and so he took some of the marginal land that was underneath the pivot and put it to perennial grass. This allowed him to have additional water for his row crops. And then with it being in perennial grass, then whenever he had a rainfall event, he had a crop already out there growing and could utilize that moisture. As far as the demonstration project goes, it gives us an opportunity to look at the differences in total water use, profitability, by having livestock incorporated into those systems.
And what type of livestock are used and how is each one different?
Okay, stocker cattle, again, these are 4 to 5 weight steers or heifers that are brought in, usually purchased from other ranchers. And these cattle are run primarily on small grains, whether it be wheat or rye, triticale, taken to a target weight of somewhere between 650 and 750 pounds. Then those cattle are marketed to eventually go to the feed yard. The people that run stocker cattle, then most of them don't run stocker cattle year round. It'll be a seasonal type a grazing program for them. Commercial cow-calf operators, again, will use a combination usually of perennial grasses, cereal grains, and crop residue to run their cattle. Same way with registered cow-calf operators. And recently, of course, we've had, last year wasn't the case, we had considerable moisture, but a lot of snow. In Floyd County, I think I've seen a decline in the number of stocker cattle, and we're seeing more cow-calf producers. And there's also some of our producers, not necessarily in the project, but in the area, that are running goats.
All right, and specifically to you, how has it been beneficial for your land?
Well, actually, the small farm I own is very, very marginal land, and if I was trying to utilize it for row crop production, cotton, corn, wheat, our major commodity crops, the land is so marginal it wouldn't be conducive for that. But I can put it in perennial grass, and it is fairly productive in grass.
All right, and how can producers find out more about this and get involved with the TAWC?
Our next event is going to be a field day that will be held on February the 24th, starting at 7:30 a.m. and it will be at Muncie, Texas. Muncie's on Highway 70 between Lockney and Floydada, and it's the Floyd County Unity Center. We have a really nice facility there. We'll have a series of speakers, feed really a good meal at lunch. And from the livestock standpoint, Ross Wilson with the Texas Cattle Feeders Association will be one of our presenters talking about 2011 outlook as far as cattle prices go. And he will also serve on our panel, and those comments will be directed more towards policy that's taking place coming out of Washington that the livestock producers are going to be confronted with.